In the vast world of battle through the heavens, where strength determines fate and status, the title of semi-saint marks the dividing line between the mortal and the divine. Those who step into this realm are no longer ordinary cultivators. They stand at the peak of the continent, capable of overturning mountains and rivers with a wave of their hand. Among these near-divine beings, two names once resonated throughout Zhongzhou: Yao Lao, the 9-rank alchemist and former pavilion master of Xingyun Pavilion, and the Bone Ghost Saint, the infamous enforcer of the Soul Palace. Both were figures of immense prestige and terror. Yet when placed side by side, who among them truly stands above the other? Yao Lao, known to the world as Yao Chen, was not just a powerhouse but a legend forged through blood, flame, and soul. His mastery of alchemy had reached the elusive 9th rank, a level that only a few in the entire Duqi continent had ever attained. But what truly set him apart was not merely his skill in concocting pills, it was the strength of his soul. His soul had already ascended to the heavenly level, granting him access to forbidden techniques that ordinary semi-saints could never touch. The legendary 9-star linking formation, a soul-controlling array that could rival even the formations of ancient experts, was something only Yao Lao could perform with absolute precision. His soul attacks were terrifyingly subtle, unseen, unstoppable. They could infiltrate an opponent's sea of consciousness and shatter their spiritual core before they even realized it. When Yao Lao faced the Bone Ghost Saint, his mastery over soul arts revealed its full terror. The Bone Ghost Saint's soul-devouring chains, capable of imprisoning countless spirits, were effortlessly corroded and burned away by Yao Lao's soul flames. Even when the Bone Ghost Saint unleashed his soul-capturing spell, it disintegrated like mist before sunlight under Yao Lao's divine-level soul power. It was a battle not just of Duqi, but of spirit and intellect. And in that realm, Yao Lao was untouchable. Combat experience is another domain where Yao Lao stood supreme. Once the leader of Xingyun Pavilion, he had wandered Zhongzhou for decades, crossing paths with saints and demons alike. He had seen countless life-and-death struggles, clashed with the Soul Palace's most sinister assassins, and witnessed the rise and fall of many so-called geniuses. Each battle honed his instincts, his perception, and his tactical brilliance. He was a man who could read the flow of a fight with a glance and alter his strategy in the blink of an eye. The Bone Ghost Saint, though a veteran of the Soul Palace and no stranger to slaughter, lacked Yao Lao's depth of experience. His fighting methods were brutal and efficient, but rigid. Once exposed, they could be exploited. Yao Lao, by contrast, was fluid and unpredictable, adapting to every shift in momentum with the calm confidence of someone who had stared death in the eye 1,000 times. When the Bone Ghost Saint first confronted Yao Lao, the old master didn't rush to attack. Instead, he used his profound understanding of the Soul Palace's weaknesses to gain control of the battlefield. The Bone Spirit Cold Fire, which once symbolized Yao Lao's legend, was unleashed with devastating precision. This flame, after his resurrection, had evolved into a terrifying fusion of dual attributes: fire that could sear the soul and ice that could freeze flesh and bone alike. Against it, the Bone Ghost Saint's dark aura and ghostly Duqi melted like snow in the sun. Yao Lao's flames didn't merely burn, they purified, reducing the Bone Ghost Saint's soul-devouring chains to cinders and forcing the hidden specter to reveal his true form. Yao Lao's strength did not come from his Duqi alone. After his resurrection, Xiaoyan personally reconstructed Yao Lao's physical body using rare heavenly materials and even the arm of a Dou Sheng, granting him a vessel capable of channeling saint-level energy. The Yao clan's emblem, carved deep into his soul, further elevated his might. When unleashed, the emblem could manifest an overwhelming aura, capable of suppressing even those who stood half a step into the Duqing realm. During the battle at Xingyun Pavilion, when Yao Lao faced both the Bone Ghost Saint and the old demon of Tianming, his strength was pushed to its limit. Though he was grievously injured, it must be remembered, he was fighting against two semi-saints at once, both cunning and ruthless. Despite the odds, Yao Lao stood his ground, erupting with the power of his clan mark to repel their assault. Had it been a one-on-one duel, the Bone Ghost Saint would have fallen long before Yao Lao's flames dimmed. The Bone Ghost Saint was not weak by any measure. His mastery over ghostly dew techniques was infamous, and his trump cards were nightmarish even to other semi-saints. The soul-devouring chains could tear apart souls. The Netherworld Ghost Hand could pierce through protective dew-chi barriers. And the Nine Nether Hell Formation could trap opponents in an ocean of vengeful spirits. When he summoned the 10,000 soul banner, the sky would darken as countless spectral figures screamed in torment. Yet against Yao Lao's yin-yang burning heaven domain, a combination of alchemy, soul mastery, and flame control, those vengeful spirits were refined into pure energy and devoured. What the Bone Ghost Saint used as a weapon, Yao Lao transformed into nourishment for his own power. It was a statement of dominance, of complete control over the battlefield. Even in speed and agility, the Bone Ghost Saint was a terror. When he pursued Xiao Yan and his companions through the wild ancient domain, his movements carved black fissures in the air itself. Few dared to face him head-on, but when Yao Lao appeared, even the Bone Ghost Saint hesitated. That brief moment of fear revealed everything. The instinctive recognition that Yao Lao was not merely a fellow semi-saint, but a predator who hunted his kind. Later, when Yao Lao advanced into the early stage of one-star Dosheng, the gap between the two became insurmountable. The battle that followed was not one of equals, but of predator and prey. Yao Lao, with his dual flames and heavenly soul, completely suppressed the Bone Ghost Saint. His attacks were methodical, relentless, and precise, each one driving the Bone Ghost Saint further into despair. Even when the Bone Ghost Saint unleashed his final ghostly technique, Yao Lao shattered it effortlessly, turning the tide of battle once and for all. With Ziyan's timely intervention, the fight concluded in Yao Lao's decisive victory. The once feared Bone Ghost Saint, the scourge of countless cultivators, fell before the brilliance of Yao Lao's flames. From every perspective, soul strength, combat experience, adaptability, mastery of flames, and raw intelligence, Yao Lao stands clearly above the Bone Ghost Saint. Both were semi-saints in title, but in essence, Yao Lao had already transcended the limits of that rank. His dual-natured bone spirit cold fire, his mastery of heavenly-level soul arts, and his unparalleled understanding of combat made him a living embodiment of perfection in the semi-saint realm. The Bone Ghost Saint may have represented the darkness of the Soul Palace, but Yao Lao embodied the light of rebirth, the flame that refused to die. In the end, his brilliance outshone the shadows, proving that in battle through the heavens, true power is not merely the measure of Du-Chi, but the strength of the soul that commands it. And so, in the endless struggle between flame and darkness, the truth became clear. While both Yao Lao and the Bone Ghost Saint once stood as mighty semi-saints, only one had truly transcended that boundary. Yao Lao, the man who rose from ashes, the teacher who guided a generation, and the alchemist who defied fate itself, proved that real strength comes not just from cultivation, but from unyielding spirit and wisdom forged in countless battles. From the depths of despair to the summit of glory, Yao Lao's fire continued to burn, illuminating the path for all who followed. His victory was not merely over an enemy, but over time, destiny, and death itself. This is the legend of the Flame Master, the immortal teacher of Xiaoyan, Yao Lao, whose brilliance outshone the heavens themselves.